Hi, so looking at CAT mock strategy for the DILR section. So there is no best strategy as such. So best because each individual is different and each one has his own strength and weakness. So no one can claim that this is the best strategy and this is not the best strategy. Therefore, you need to try to experiment as far as possible because different strategy works for different students. So experiment, know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. So let's start with what strategies that you can adopt for DLR. So one strategy is that you go to all the eight sets. I mean, this is what I normally recommend people to start with. Okay, because this helps you to select the questions. So spend around 1 to 2 minutes per set and mark all the eight sets as easy, medium, or tough. Okay, and then maybe once you're marked, it will take around maybe 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to go to all the set. Let's take 15 minutes. You still have 45 minutes left, and you already marked easy, medium, and tough. You can go back, pick up the easy sets. So say you pick up three easy sets, and from that, even if you're able to solve two completely correct, you'll still get 80 percentile. I mean, so one strategy to be followed. So where you go to all the sets, mark them as easy, medium, tough, and go back and solve the easy sets. And maybe if you have time, then the medium sets. Second strategy, what you can do is similar. Instead of going to all the eight sets, because what happens is people then get scared. I mean, 10 minutes are over, 15 minutes are over, I've not even started a set. So instead of going to all the eight sets, go to the first four sets, and from that first four sets, pick up one easy set and solve. Next, go to the next four sets, and from there, pick up one easy set and solve. Then you've already gone through all the set. You know which are easy, which are medium, which are tough. Easy to you already solve, medium and tough. Go to that and try to solve the easiest from all the eight sets, whatever the remaining six sets are. That's all. So four sets, one question, four set, one set, and then from remaining sets, pick up one or two sets and solve. Similar strategies before. Instead of going to four sets, maybe you can go to three, three, and two sets, or maybe you can even go to two, two sets, depending on how many you solve. Okay, you can break it down into smaller. And last is go into order. The first set you get, try to solve it. If you find it difficult, leave it. Okay, that's how you can do. So these are the strategies which you can follow. I normally recommend to start with the first strategy because it helps you to leave question and helps you to understand how to mark easy, medium, tough. Later on, you can experiment with other strategy and see which strategy works for you and which strategy doesn't work for you. Normally, if you're a person who's solving maybe five or six sets, then maybe you can go in for a last strategy. But if you're a person who's solving only a couple of sets, two or three sets, then a last strategy will be very risky. You'll end up wasting a lot of time in just solving the question. Avoid it. So each strategy is meant for different kind of students. Try to see again which works for you. Experimentation is the key. Apart from that, what can you experiment? You should experiment on the parameters on which you'll select a question. So maybe you'll select a question based on calculation. You'll say, oh, this question set is too calculative, I'll leave it. Or there are too many variables in the set, I'll leave it. Or the length of the set is too big, it'll take a long time to read, I'll leave it. Or this is that matrix based sum which I'm not comfortable with, I'll leave it. So you will have parameters on the basis of which you will select a set or leave a set, or you'll mark it as easy, medium, tough. So know that parameters, write it down in a book, and always try to modify those parameters and check whether they are right or not. So that parameters are very important. It will help you over a period of time to decide whether a set is easy or not in a shorter period of time. Plus, initially you may go wrong in the selection of sets, but over a period of time, as and when you practice more and more, you should be comfortable with it. Also, second thing that you should decide is on a time to decide a difficult level of set. Normally, I say that 1 to 2 minutes is sufficient. You start with 2 minutes, and maybe you can try to reduce to 1.5 minutes per set because it takes time to read the entire set. You can't normally just see the set and make out the set is easy or tough. You have to read, maybe try to solve a little bit, and then decide set is easy or tough. 2 minutes are normally sufficient to decide. As in when you practice more and more, maybe you can reduce that 2 minutes to 1.5 minutes to decide the difficult level of set. Third is decide on a time to spend on a set before you leave it. That means you start solving a set and then you when do you leave it? So normally you 1 or 2 minutes to decide to whether to solve or not. You decide I'll solve it. You start solving it. Then you got stuck. So after how much time or at what point of time you should decide to leave a set? Have the parameters in place. Very important. So One is leaving at the time of deciding on a difficult level of set. Second is leaving when you start solving the set. Then when to leave. Because a lot of students, what happens is they start solving a set and they keep wasting time on a single set. I've known people who have wasted almost half an hour on a single set and still not got it. It becomes bad. In that case, you should know when to leave a set. Don't have an ego issue in place. And once the mock is over, go back, check whether the parameters that you selected are correct or not correct. You need to go back and check. Okay, whether whatever you experimented, is it working fine, not working fine, how is it? Make notes. So as I said earlier, keep making notes with regards to your experiments, because when you're closer to the exam, you should know what works for you, what doesn't. Write a strategy you want to follow before the mock. So before you start the mock, okay, I will start with a strategy of all the 8 sets and then try it out. See if it works, not works. If it's not worked, why it has not worked. If it has worked, what, why do you think it has worked? The questioning is very important, so you can modify your strategy accordingly. In the end, try to think of, okay, this is what I followed in this mock. Should I follow the same strategy or modify my strategy in the next mock? As I normally say, if you try a new strategy, at least try that new strategy in 3 mocks or 3 section tests too, because it takes time for you to get used to a particular strategy. After 3 attempts, maybe you can make out whether the strategy is working or not working based on how it works. I hope this helps you to understand the strategy for the DILR section for the mocks. Thank you.